Alright, out here in the middle of the night to test some lights for bulletproof bumpers. Wanted to put a thank you out to Rob at Evolution Motorsports for allowing me to use the light meter. Awesome little gadget. I'm going to pick up one. But when you're traveling at night, sometimes you just have to use your low beams. So it's nice to have that auxiliary light that you can put on to help you see the ditches. SAE approved products are actually designed so you can run them legally with your low beam lights. So here's a product demo of 3 SAEF branded products that are to help you kind of light things up and give you a little bit more nighttime safety. What was really interesting was to see how focus on these lights was way more important than the actual light intensity that it came out with. Anyways, check this out. Here we have the Baja Designs Squadron SAE, and they term them as LED wide cornering. They are SAE approved, part number 25-7805. Each Baja Designs box comes with 2 lights inside, and they come with their 2-pin weather pack connectors. They have the steel brackets that go underneath. They also come with the wiring harness, which also includes a switch. They also do include the harness so that you can hook up both lights to the main wiring harness as well, so they can both be run off the same switch. The Baja Designs had a really nice focus on their beam, very wide, the widest of all 3 lights. The distribution of the light, however, was kind of a factor in it not being one of the brightest lights, so it didn't actually show up things quite as nice as some of the other ones, but the wide angle was the best out of all 3. The Baja Designs Squadron at 16 feet averaged 97 lux. The Baja Squadrons at 32 feet averaged 45 lux. The next set of lights that we check out are the Rigid Industries D Series SAEF approved lights. The part number on this set is 504813. The Rigid box comes with 2 lights inside the box. They have Deutsch connectors to connect them up to the wire harness. The wire harness itself has the Deutsch connectors as part of the harness, unlike the Baja Designs where you had to plug in the auxiliary harness to make it work. Comes with a switch, and also comes with the mounting hardware that you have to bolt to the bottom of the lights in order to mount them wherever you need to mount them to make them work. The Rigid Industries actually had a really nice focus on the beam. Wasn't as wide as the Baja Designs, but the actual beam itself was very bright where it was actually shining on the road. At 16 feet, the Rigid lights registered almost 149 lux. At 32 feet, they registered 134 lux. The next light that we review is the Speed Demon SAE approved light. The part number on this one is 10-20181, and the harness that you have to buy separately is 10-30031. With the Speed Demon, each light is sold individually, and you have to buy the wiring harness separately. They do use Deutsch connectors to connect on. The wiring harness that you buy, you have to you make sure you get the right one. There's one with 2 connections and one with 1 connection. If you're doing 2 SAE fog lights, you want to make sure you get the one with the 2 Deutsch connectors to make sure it works. You also get the mounting hardware with the box as well. The Speed Demon light pattern was a little bit wider than the Rigids. However, it wasn't very thick. It wouldn't go that far down the road. And it was very characteristic of having a very bright spot in the center. We moved the beam around a little bit to try and see if we can get a little bit of a better focus on it, but as you can see here, it didn't light up quite as much. The Speed Demon at 16 feet was very bright at 419 lux. Had to double check my measurements on that one. And at 32 feet, the Speed Demon came in at 108 lux. So really this comparison came down to focus versus how bright the lights were. The Baja Designs had an awesome focus. It was wide, it was covered a little bit more area than all the other two lights. However, it just wasn't as bright. It almost seemed like you had to kind of squint a little bit to kind of see where it was shining. The Rigid Industries was very bright. Where it hit, you could see everything. There was no ifs, ands, or buts. It just wasn't as wide as the Baja Designs. And the Speed Demon, well, it was very bright, very in the center of the beam, but beyond that, as soon as you got away from that center of the beam, it was very dim. The light seemed to degrade quite rapidly from that point. So overall, I think the Rigid had the best ability to light where you needed to look. These lights are going to be pointed at the road in front of you, just underneath your low beam headlights. It's going to give you that coverage to the ditch. It's going to give you the little spot there, a little extra help that you're going to need to see what's ahead of you.